Hello and welcome to another edition of RCW Spotlight. I am your host, your role model, Rick Lieb. And with me today, he is the Lord of Discipline.
Exactly. You got that right.
Animal. Oh man, first of all, it's great having you back on. We're actually bumping you in. We were supposed to have the Butcher on today, but the Butcher wasn't able to make it. Of course, Ricky Williams wasn't able to make it.
They wasn't able to make it, so basically you had to upgrade.
Well, and here's the reason why we had to upgrade is because fans have been writing in questions for you for a while. Oh. And so what we're going to do tonight is when they've got questions, we've got answers. Okay. We're going to go ahead and basically they're going to be questions for you.
Me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So we're going to have a good show. We're going to talk a little bit about...
Do what need to be done.
We're going to talk a little bit today about the wrestling event coming up on December 14th.
December 14th.
Yes, sir. Twas the fight before Christmas at the Barley House in Akron, Ohio. Yeah. And it's going to be that'll be a fun event. I plan on hurting somebody named the Purple Hooter. You know that.
Hey.
You know. When was the last time you saw that guy?
I thought he was dead.
Right. I didn't even know. I thought he went back to his planet,
the
funny farm.
Oh, up there with Barney and all them purple guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Falls View. Are they still taking people in? I don't think they're around.
Falls View's still there.
I don't think it is.
Yeah. They tore it down?
Right.
Tore him down with it.
I think it's a doctor's office now.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That just dated us, by the way, didn't it? Anyway, so we have a great show lined up. And we doing Crown Royal or
there's enough to really do anything.
I know, right? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and take our first commercial break right now, and then we'll get to the bottom of where we need some drinks over here. Yeah. So I'll see you in 2 minutes and 2 seconds.
Twas the fight before Christmas at the Barley House. All the fans have poured in for some wrestling bouts. Purple Hooter and RoleModel Ray Stewart versus Spike. Alexander Crowley gives Johnny Stewart his first fight. And many more matches with belts on the line to give wrestling fans their greatest time. 2 world champions defending. They will walk the walk. They are handsome Harley T. Morris and the Big Black Hawk. The W.A.Y is in action. Team Beast, too, it seems. And so many more wrestlers, so don't miss a thing. Tickets are on sale now. They will sell out quick, so stay on the nice list of good St. Nick. Rubber City Wrestling, I say, is more than enough. It's real professional wrestling, not that flippy stuff.
RCW Rubber City Wrestling.
Wake up out there!
This is the Outcast Shannon Moore.
Mr. Technical Barry Horowitz.
Typhoon the Shockmaster and the B.A.D.D.
This is Chad Saylor and you're watching Rubber City Wrestling.
Real pro wrestling.
If you don't believe me, ask me.
I'm Magnum TA and that's some straight talk with the boss.
Catch RCW Spotlight Sundays and RCW Global Thursdays only on the RCW Network on YouTube.
Welcome back to RCW Spotlight. We got something now.
Some old English.
Old English 800. What was my last name? Probably with me.
It's been been about 100 years.
All right. Let's see. We're going to go over. We're going to go over. We'll let it go this way.
There we go.
That's like the champagne of beers right there. You see that?
Feel the power.
Right?
All
righty.
Just happen to have a rag here.
Just so happen to have that bad boy in here. Let's wipe the bottle so that it'll stop doing this.
That might help.
There you go. All right.
Okay.
Yikes. Man, this thing has ice chips. And how cold is this?
Yeah, what's in
My
there?
hand is freezing.
It put a nice little shine on this.
Right?
This top here.
Yeah, it did.
How about
Might
that?
have to use that more often.
Oh, boy. Kind of scares me what might be in there.
Oh, that's some liquid gold 8-ball.
Oh, it's not Perel. Perel used to be liquid gold back in the scamdemic days.
Scandemic days, yeah. Yeah, it's Ken Sermonera's tip jar.
Okay. Real quick. I have to walk off with that one.
He's about to walk off with that. Yeah. Hopefully Ken's doing good.
Yeah, he better be.
Yep. I'll tell you what. First of all, well, cheers to Ken. But he better never stick his nose in W.A.Y business again.
Or he won't have one. Oh, nice.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a nice taste.
That's what I'm telling you, man. People give Oldie a bad name. It's literally, I don't like the taste of beer. It's actually good. Malt liquor. I mean,
I'm going to have to indulge in that a little bit more.
Hey, how many times I tell everybody, Old E, ever since it got bought by Miller,
Yeah.
tastes good now. It's not skunky anymore.
Yeah, because it used to have a whole different thing
Yeah.
going on.
I mean, it still had that strength, which is why I like
It's
it.
got that kind of like a barley taste.
Mm-hmm.
Barley House taste.
Barley House taste. Look at him leading into
Hey,
us. Talking
I
about
that.
matches at the Barley House.
Okay.
Okay, so let me get I gotta get this.
Mm-hmm.
So, on December 14th, Rubber City Wrestling presents Twas the Fight Before Christmas at the Akron Barley House, downtown Akron, Ohio. You know where that's at?
That's nearby.
That's nearby, is right. That's right by us. Oh,
Yeah, imagine that.
This
Used to be the old Neil's building
yes.
years ago.
Oh my gosh, that dated you. Wow.
Yeah, it took me back on the History Channel.
Yes, it did. That was the 80s, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Show. But hey, they had good deals there.
Oh, man.
That was the place.
And that catalog used to be to die for.
Yes, the catalog was awesome. It'd come in the mail and be like this thick. It's like, good Lord, how much stuff you got in that thing? It was the Christmas catalog. Man, my parents would go, well, my mom would go through that thing like, I like this, I like this.
Just about everything they had was nice.
It was pretty sick, man. I wonder what, is Oni still? Hold on.
I don't even know if that franchise still even in business.
That's what I was wondering, if they were still around.
I don't think so. Oh, well.
All right, so
Okay.
let me find these matches. Jeez, not easy as I thought it was going to be. Here it goes. Jump on the page.
All right.
Here it is. Last week we told you guys about Ray Stewart coming back. He's wrestling
I know that
Spike.
guy.
Yes, sir. That's your nephew.
Yeah.
And then we got Schizo now versus J.L. Watson.
J.L. Watson.
Yeah.
He's a tough guy. I don't know if Skip's going to have a chance.
Yeah, Schizo's a tough guy too, though.
Oh,
we
yeah,
know
that is
so,
true.
You know, he wouldn't have been in the way.
So that's going to be a banger.
Oh, that's going to be a banger, is right.
Okay, good.
Now, ain't going to go over all the matches today, but I will say we got a couple of them here that I wanted to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is that Schizo versus J.L. Watson match.
Okay.
Because I heard J.L. Watson wants it to be a barroom brawl.
Well, that fall right into the Schizo paradigm. So,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I get it. That's what JL does. He likes to use weapons, and he is a bar fighter. But
Schizo's not going to shy away from
no,
it.
Schizo ain't.
At all.
I don't think he understands who he's talking about.
He's still one of our brothers.
Yeah, I still got nothing but love for Schizo.
You know.
You still manage him down south. Yeah.
Hey, do what I do, man. My managerial skills is coming into play these days. Wow. Oh, by the way, What the hell?
Oh. Hold on. Gotta put them up there.
Yeah.
Those are my Donald Trumps.
Oh, Donald used to be he was in the restaurant, so we don't refer to him as Donald. We refer to the Donald.
Yeah, the Donald.
That's the Donald.
You know, we
He
got to
represents
think.
the wrestling player.
As wrestlers, we had to have the guys back a little bit. I said if he won the presidency, I got the shoes. At $350, man.
Hey, man.
Not all of us can have them.
That's true.
But yeah, they're kind of nice. But the shoestrings are the same material as the sides.
Wow, I never noticed that.
And so they're real hard to lace up
to maneuver
through.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's just say they're probably not going to be an everyday wear, but I'll definitely wear them on the show today.
Oh yeah, well you know.
So
that's a Kodak or camcorder moment or
yeah,
phone moment, whatever.
He said a Kodak moment.
Yeah,
I don't know. Do they have Kodak moments anymore?
I don't even know.
Wow,
it sounded good.
Anybody that's from the 80s is going to love this episode.
Yeah, well, you know.
We're drinking Old E. We're talking about O'Neill's and Kodak.
A flash from the past, bro.
Exactly.
We got to go back to our era.
Anyway, so the match that I really wanted to bring up, the two matches here, we got Marcus Knight and Aaron Black taking on Scott E. Stevens and John Rossiter.
And now you know something. I have to say something about that John Rossiter guy. He's a throwback from a throwback to a throwback. That guy has what it takes to be a champion in this business. I'm really up on him.
That's why you brought him in.
Yeah, I mean when I met him, and I started talking to him, really getting to know this guy. I said, "Well, gosh, this guy is still in his 30s, but he's talking like he's a seasoned veteran, like he's one in the 50 club." So how that pan out?
Right, and then you pair up that man with a technician like Scotty Stevens, who don't give a damn what you say,
you know,
and that now all of a sudden you have
gold, man.
Yeah,
kind of
gold.
Like them shoes.
Yeah, like the shoes. These shoes are gonna bring them both good luck.
You know, I mean, matter of fact, they should be up for a tag team title match pretty soon.
I'm hoping.
You know,
I'm hoping.
I'm thinking that.
I mean, we're put it this way. We as you saw last Thursday on RCW Global, we sent a message.
Mm-hmm.
Tag team championships are on notice,
First,
and the W.A.Y wants them.
We need all the belts.
Yeah.
Just take all the belts.
Oh, yeah.
It's like we want it all.
Yeah, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But we'll get to the other match that has our interest at heart, and that's Patches, who will probably be managed by Schizo, taking on the world's light heavyweight wrestling champion, Harley T. Morris.
Oh, Patches. Oh, ain't that
Yes.
a man? I remember a guy from the past called
Now,
Patches.
do you manage Patches down south too, or do you? Just
No, me and Patches, we've never really collaborated in any sort, but I'm aware of his existence.
Yeah, and see, here's the thing. I don't have a problem with Patches, except for I have a problem with anybody that steps in the ring with Harley T. Morris.
Well, he's stepping into sacred ground. You know, he's coming into the ground that the W.A.Y controls.
Yes.
That the W.A.Y owns.
And you've been doing a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff right now with the W.A.Y.
Yeah, that's true.
So
what's going to happen? That Patches thing, he's going to need some patching up after Harley T. Morris takes him out.
And we apologize in advance to you, Schizo, but
It happens, man.
you put your guy in a match with our guy.
Like somebody I used to know, more or less.
Right?
It ain't personal, man. It's just business.
Oh, strictly business.
You know.
And it really is.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, gotta ask. You brought out the old Lord of Discipline thing. You getting that thing there?
Okay,
Let me guess, you found it in a box or something?
You know, I was looking through the animal archives and whatnot, and I just happened to come up on this particular picture. With
Lord of Discipline Animal.
With this guy in here. You know, you might know him.
Yes, sir. Know? Got the old 4 henchmen shirt on.
4 henchmen.
Hey, still.
Hey.
You know, and for people that don't notice, the reason why I do the W.A.Y symbol the way I do, it's literally the 4 henchmen symbol.
Yeah.
I just bring a finger down. I don't do the West Side way. Like, I literally do it like that.
Because in actuality, we are still henchmen.
Oh, we've always been henchmen.
We've always been that. That's never
Once
really
a henchman,
went away.
always a henchman.
Regardless.
But, yeah, and as you notice, like, all the henchmen, they're honorary W.A.Y. Whenever you see AAA, AAA got a W.A.Y shirt too. You know,
Yes,
we
he
made
did.
sure of it. You know, Justin Dreams, he got a W.A.Y shirt too.
Yeah. Where are these guys? I haven't seen none of these guys in a while.
You know who I was just talking to just recently? The real Black Superman, Finn Wilder.
Oh, Finn Wilder, man. That guy. Ain't he doing something different nowadays?
Oh my gosh, I know he's in Tennessee.
Okay.
I think he's in the ministry.
What?
But yeah, but
that's a bit of a stretch.
He's still in the gym.
Oh, well, that's
Oh
encouraging.
yeah, he was telling me, he's like, I'm still in the gym. He goes, honestly, I still could probably go. Sorry, tap dancing class is going on today. And on top of all that, he just did an interview on a podcast, which I was listening to. It was actually a pretty good one. Gave me a shout out, which I appreciate. And it was an interview about him being a former pro wrestling. Wanted to talk to him about wrestling, the wrestling business.
You know, is there a such thing as a former pro wrestler or just a non-active wrestler?
I think you have to die to become a former pro wrestler.
Yeah. And neither one of us are dead.
Now, we're immortal, so we don't die. We've been telling people that for like a
just
long
immortal.
time.
We're eternal. We're going to be around forever.
Exactly.
You know, in one state or another.
You nursing today?
Oh, yes, I have.
You got that drink over there? I'm like, man, I'm almost done.
Well, you know, you're more of a lush than I am, man.
It's not more of a lush. Hey, I'll be honest with you. My throat's been, I just got over being really sick.
Yeah, I know. That's why I stayed away from you.
I know, and I'm glad you did. And this is my first beer since before I got sick.
You got to look at it like this. Whatever ailment you have, this will knock out the rest of it.
Yes, sir.
That's my take on it.
Yes, sir. I agree. So anyway, we'll talk about those matches. There's other matches coming up in the next few weeks, but we'll go over a lot of things, like, because what people don't realize is where you've been. Like, you know, they're like, how comes all the W.A.Y members got manager license? And the reason why we all did it is because this way none of us. Animal has this idea that if we all have the manager license, then no matter what, as long as we've got one of our brothers together, there'll always be someone allowed outside the ring with them. That's a genius idea, by the way.
Oh yeah, well, you know, I come up with witty every now and then.
Yeah, every now and then. and you've been working behind the scenes.
Yeah, well,
you know, and maneuvering and doing business. You got getting us making sure they're paying us right.
Oh well, you know, it's always about the money thing.
Yes.
And you know, Animal is always doing. I kind of stole this from that guy, Precious Paul Ellering.
He's a great manager.
Great manager. A manager, not just an on-screen manager, but an actual manager.
Yes.
That takes care of all the details.
Yes.
And I, Animal, am the detail man.
Oh, Animal Man. Oh, yeah. And he knows what he's doing, too. One of the smartest men I've always said in the business. And also a subscriber to the Wall Street Journal, just like Precious Paul Ellering. Yes. How come you don't come out to the ring with a Wall Street Journal?
Can't find him.
What do? You read them, you throw them away, or something? What's going on?
I'd have kept them.
Yeah, exactly. But that would be funny. So we're gonna break down a couple of those guys in the ways that you're doing. You brought in Harley T. Morris. Now, what was your thinking behind bringing him into the way?
I look at Harley T. Morris as very technical, and he basically has the rest of the look. Actually, he puts me in the mind with Buddy Landell. You remember that guy?
Do I remember that guy? Yeah, the land elbow drop.
Yeah, that's right, exactly. And you know, he kind of puts me into that frame of mind. So when I seen him, I said, well, you know, we need to bring this into the way.
Oh yeah,
you know, to kind of give a kick to the, you know, wrestling organization and bringing in somebody that looked like somebody else who was also successful.
Yes.
So we bring this guy in.
Yeah,
And this would be the same thing.
And avid gym rat.
Yes.
He's in the gym all the time.
I appreciate that.
I know you do. Well,
that.
These are the things that you look for in a wrestler for the most part.
Obviously.
Gym rats. I mean, and the weird thing about it is, it's like, I don't have that animal body, but one of the things that got us to becoming friends in the first place was the fact that we were always in the gym together. Of course, I wasn't repping 425 like it wasn't nothing. I had to tell him to take. I'm like, can you take at least 100 off? I'm like, that way I can do a couple in there.
Well, I couldn't be your huckleberry at that point.
No, I guess not, man.
But whatever.
Animal, because his argument would be like, he'd be like, man, you're slowing down my exercise by taking all the weight off. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not animal, okay? Yeah. I'll rep 225. I'm not repping 425. But that's what got us. That we had fun with that. It was only 250 plates aside.
Obvious. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, we got that. We started talking Pittsburgh. Obvious. Well, that's what that was the icebreaker.
That was it.
I saw Animal in the back. He saw me in the back, and we both had Steelers stuff on because that game was about to start. And, I think we were playing Browns that week, And,
well, we knew it was going to be a win.
Oh, yeah. So you're going to wear the stuff because you knew it was going to be a win. And we both came up and we're like, Steeler fan.
There it is.
And it's like, all right. And I'm like, since you're family, I'm going to go ahead and have a seat here.
We didn't know that over 20 years later, it'd still be the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was just a blind stab in the dark that became a big deal.
Yeah, it was. And it's crazy. And but the respect, well, the family camaraderie was the Steeler fan. The respect came from the gym. He always said, imagine if the role model was swole.
Yeah. I said that?
You said that a long time ago, but I'm sure you remember it.
I probably was there when I said it.
Yeah, you might have been there. But yeah, that one used to crack me up all the time because that would be his motivation while we're in there pumping iron. Imagine if the role model was swole. Push that. I almost cussed.
Yeah,
push that thing harder. Push it harder.
Is this PG?
Right. Well, we try to keep it that way.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Right.
Because I don't have no filter.
Right. I know you don't. You and Donald Trump, man. Salute. I just took that like it was a shot.
Well, let me go ahead.
Anyway.
Let me go ahead, man.
You can, the rest of that's your gift for being on the show, man. I know you want more. So, but anyway, so you had that going on. Mm-hmm. John Rossiter.
This guy really impresses me because even though, from my understanding, John Rossiter is still only in his 30s and I'm in my 50s, he has that mindset, that throwback. He's actually a throwback to a throwback to a throwback.
Right?
I mean, he's that guy. He has every intangible there is to either be a singles champion or a tag team champion. But I'm sure he's going to be one or the other very soon.
And when you sent us to Vegas,
yes,
and you're like, I need you guys to represent the way in Vegas, boy, did we. They gave him the main event.
Oh, yeah.
They gave him the main event.
He's that dude.
He is.
He's that dude, man.
He is. And when they put me in a match out there, first of all, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't even think I was going to get a match because of my age, They were. I thought it was about showcasing the young guys.
Movement, huh?
And, it was veterans. Mm-hmm. It was like the big veterans that were picking everybody.
Yeah.
And so with John Rossiter, when they got to him, I'll skip for a minute. They told him, because he was picked by Kazardi, what's his name, from SmackDown. So yeah,
mine.
Yeah, I know. Well, thanks. Old English 800. It literally just hit.
Okay.
So he was picked, and they said, and since he was running the event, he told him, he goes, look, here's the deal. I already had you picked for the main event. And and he went up against Handsome John.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, Honest John. Whatever. Anyway, Handsome would be Handsome Harley T. Morris.
Okay.
Honest John, it was against, and he's like, I already had the match made. I told them they weren't allowed to touch these two. Because it was the main event.
Okay.
But then what they did is they ended up making it a freaking lumberjack match. And
yeah, that changed the dynamics.
But they made it a lumberjack match after John Rossiter cut a promo saying that every one of them wrestlers that are sitting over there are yard tards.
Yeah. Facts is facts.
I mean, yeah.
No facts is facts. Hey.
You know, he didn't like them. And he called them yard tards, and they took offense to that.
What are they going to do?
And so, they kept pulling him out, man. They ruined the match. They ruined his match. He would have beaten Honest John easily. As a matter of fact, Honest John, if you're watching this, he's willing to take you on any place.
Well, you got to realize.
Anywhere.
The receipt is coming.
Oh, it's coming. It's coming.
Believe that.
It was a good match up until the outside interference constantly, which comes with the lumberjack match.
Yeah.
You know, now the guys that were supporting us, they were playing it by the rules, like they always do, and I was, of course, playing it by the rules, like I always do.
Do it all the time.
And but those other guys, the fan favorites, bunch of cheaters, man.
Oh yeah.
Bunch of cheaters.
That's all right.
So, but yeah, and then of course Scotty Stevens. Not quite the gym rat. Has been in the gym, though. We got him in there now. But Scotty Stevens is just one of them dudes that no matter where he goes, he knows how to get under his opponent's skin and make him do something stupid. And he's also a great technician.
And that's the good thing. You know, being able to get under people's skin and throw them off their game, that's the easiest way to a victory.
I remember you telling me when you got him, because I was skeptical at first. I'm like, Scotty Stevens, man, he's a baby face, he's fans' favorite. And you had told me, you're like, look, he was your student. You know he wants to be in the way. Yeah. Talk to him. And so I did exactly what you said. And one of the things that you told me is get in the match with him. The second he reminds you of Jake Roberts, because that's what he reminds me of, that's when you strike. And I went in there, and I'm going to say this. I never noticed it before, but when he started doing that slow, methodical stuff, and I'm like, okay, he really is like a Jake Roberts type.
He's a snake.
Yeah, he's a snake. That's perfect. He's a snake. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you know what? All right, so we've got basically our hawk and animal. Get it?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Can't get no better than that.
Boom. We've got our, as you like to call me, non-Dollar Tree Ric Flair.
Exactly. Remember that.
We've got our buddy Landell.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a Jake Roberts type. So what we got is all them types. The only difference is if we were to wrestle those guys, we'd beat them.
Yeah. Why naturally?
And I'm not even saying that. Like if it was a Survivor Series, we'd beat them. You'd have to come out of retirement to do it. And right now you're enjoying retirement.
Actually, yeah.
It's weird seeing you punching numbers, though, instead of coming out there and beating people up, though. I'm not going to lie.
Well, I had to allow everybody to know that as much as you see from the physical standpoint, I'm still very intellectual. I'm still very, how you say, cerebral?
Cerebral is a good word for you.
I stole that from Trips. But anyway, that's all right. So, in that reality, I had to go there. But the physical attributes are still on point. It's still there. And it can always, don't get twisted, be resurrected. All
right. We got to take a commercial break. But when we come back, we've got special questions for you. So, yes, sir.
Maybe.
So we will be back in just a minute with more RCW Spotlight.
Twas the fight before Christmas at the Barley House. All the fans have poured in for some wrestling bouts. Purple Hooter and RoleModel Ray Stewart versus Spike. Alexander Crowley gives Johnny Stewart his first fight. And many more matches with belts on the line to give wrestling fans their greatest time. 2 world champions defending. They will walk the walk. They are handsome Harley T. Morris and the Big Black Hawk. The W.A.Y is in action. Team Beast, too, it seems. And so many more wrestlers, so don't miss a thing. Tickets are on sale now. They will sell out quick, so stay on the nice list of good St. Nick. Rubber City Wrestling, I say, is more than enough. It's real professional wrestling, not that flippy stuff.
RCW Rubber City Wrestling.
Hello, yes, this is Danhausen.
This is Sunny from Glow.
The Birdman Coco Beware.
Duke the Dumpster Drosy.
Gangrel, and you're watching Rubber City Wrestling.
Real pro wrestling.
Not that flippy stuff.
Get your thrill with the real.
Keep banging and banging.
Take care and Sunny smiles.
Catch RCW Spotlight Sundays and RCW Global Thursdays only on the RCW Network on YouTube. Would you like to see your commercial aired on both RCW Spotlight and RCW Global? Contact us on social media at facebook.com/Rubber City Wrestling, Instagram at Rubber City Wrestling, or email us at the RCW Network at gmail.com.
Welcome back to RCW Spotlight. Well, fans, it's that time of the show again. You've got questions?
We've got answers.
Now, if you'd like for us to answer your question on the air, feel free to write us at x.com/ do you know it? Wrestling Rubber.
Rubber Wrestling?
No, it's Wrestling Rubber.
Rubber.
Yeah, they went for Rubber Wrestling's owned by Rubber City Wrestling.
Only time I
but
think
since
of
we're the show that Wrestling Rubber is for RCW Spotlight.
Only time I think of rubber was I'm gonna cap my gushers so I won't.
Why?
Hey, man.
Why? That's great.
Okay.
All right, that was funny. And I'll tell you what, that oldie's real.
Ain't no doubt. It's got me swinging.
First of all, shout out to Old English 800.
Hey, man.
It'll always be my favorite. Yes, exactly.
Real. That stuff should be illegal. Yeah.
It's the only thing I drink. If I actually want to go to a party and I want to fill it, I get a 140. And if I drink the whole 40, it'll have me lit. Good enough to where I need to be. I don't want to overdo it because I'm not an overdrinker.
Yeah.
And I don't want to underdo it because, I want to fill it. So, imagine what you're feeling right now and double it.
That's it.
Because we split this thing completely down the middle. So imagine what you're feeling right now and double it. And that's what you'll get from a 40.
I'm somewhere other than where I need to be, but I'm here.
Right?
Whatever.
And it feels so much better when we haven't eaten yet today. We haven't eaten yet today.
Well, I need some groceries.
I've been doing that intermediate fasting.
Intermittent fasting?
Yeah, so it's like I'm not eating yet until after, the game. The game's on right after this is over. So Steelers versus Washington.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna be watching that. But anyway, here we go.
I can eat during the game.
I don't have breakfast in the morning. No, not anymore. I'm doing the intermediate fasting. I'm trying to get rid of the stomach.
Oh wow.
And then of course, boom, working out, trying to get them arms to look like yours.
Oh, mine?
Only got about 20 more years before I can catch up.
My arms ain't what they used to.
And you have to stop. All right, here's a weird thing.
Okay.
So we've had a lot of animal questions come over through the past.
Really?
This isn't even all of them.
Really?
We may have to get you on more shows.
How about
that? Because of the fact that we've had all these animal questions, I'm like, you know what, Animal? We need to get you on the air. And since the Butcher wasn't able to make it on the show,
hey, you had to upgrade.
It was the perfect opportunity.
And I just happened to be in the area.
And for people that don't, people didn't realize that you were still on the scene. You just weren't on the scene. You weren't at the event.
I was behind the scenes, basically.
Right. So, these are questions for Animal, but actually, if they can be answered by both of us, I guess we both can do that. Because the last one was technically it wanted to ask you, but it was for all of us. It'd be like, okay. I'd like to ask this question to Animal, but I'd also like to ask it for all of you. Okay. So that's how they worded it. And so I'm going to cut it down a little bit shorter because I don't feel like having can we ask Animal this question if he's ever on the show?
Let's go.
So, question number 1. When are you coming back to wrestle? That's from Front Row Joe.
Oh, Front Row
Akron,
Joe.
Ohio.
How you doing, Front? Anyway, I don't really see myself getting back into the ring for active competition. That's kind of somewhere that I've been there, done that, ready to move on to something else. I'm more into a managerial, behind-the-scenes type approach now. But understand one thing, Animal is still actively in the wrestling business, so don't get it twisted.
There you go. And yeah, in all reality, we've all tried to get him in there. We tried to get him back. I nobody more than me.
Yeah.
I even said, "Come on, man, you and John Rossiter would be like the."
Yeah, that was advertising.
That one, yeah,
that was advertising.
Almost talked him into it. But so, what was his response? I'm gonna bring in Scotty Stevens. He'll tag up with him. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, well, I figure I don't see Scotty Stevens in that same animal type, but he's viable.
Like you said, you've got what would happen if Roe Warrior Hawk tagged up with Jake Roberts. They were technically in the AWA version of Legion of Doom.
Yeah.
And you being a huge fan of the Roe Warriors from the beginning.
Gosh.
It was like, that made sense.
It made sense to me.
So, all right.
He seemed like the guy.
We're going to see. Okay. And I think I like what you're going at because so far they've looked great together.
Yes, they have.
All right. Number 2. Not to be confused with number 2.
And the old
shout out to Old Eagles 800.
It's kicking in, huh?
Poop jokes are now coming in.
Okay.
All right, here it goes. In your prime, who the hell said you was out of your? Who? What?
Well,
what did you max on the bench press?
Lord.
Ironically, from a person named Max from Denver, Colorado. Yeah, you better be that far away from.
Yeah, so I can reach out and touch you.
He's always in his prime.
Anyway, I would say about maybe around about 550 pounds at my best. Things have taken a dip since then because I actually have gotten older. How dare that age thing? But whatever. But I'm still up in the high intermediate 300 to 400 pound category. So I'm still a tower of power. So,
high 3, low 4s?
Yeah, something that.
Hey, listen, I'll just say this about when me and you started working out 20 years ago, he threw 425, I think it was, on the bench, like I said earlier, on the bench press.
What was I
and he was over there. You were over there like...
What was I on that day?
You don't do anything. You've never done steroids, so you weren't on anything.
No, I think at that time it was some girl I was ready to really impress, so I was getting myself up.
Oh, yeah, because you want to get really big. Yeah. Yeah, and I happen to... So I have to take 250s off on each side just so I could get down there and do my... Man, it was crazy.
It was
but you know what? It happened. I was there.
It's on the History Channel, but it happened.
Yeah. I'll answer that. My max, I did 305 pounds 6 times. That was my max.
But you gotta still understand one thing. What average person walking down the street could even lift 125, let alone 3 something?
Right. Most people can't bench their body weight, which is crazy when I heard that.
Which is ridiculous.
You got to be... Isn't that a push-up? Like, I can do push-ups with my feet up on the wall, and I can do them. And I'm still doing that at 53.
But that just lets you know the sad state of society where they're at now.
Ironically, I'm allowed to do push-ups with my feet straight up against the wall, which is me basically benching 220 pounds.
Okay.
But I'm not allowed to bench press 220 pounds or 200 pounds. Because of the heart surgery. Because they don't want that bar going down on the chest.
Oh, yeah. I can understand that.
So, I get my best workout now without a weight. And didn't you say it earlier when we were talking that you're still working out with weight if you're pushing your own body weight?
That's true.
So, yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I mean, that's what I got to do. But it's not really the best because it gives me a head rush. So I don't do it all the time.
What a rush.
Oh, what a rush. Oh my gosh. I didn't like that because I thought it was poking fun at the fact that he was doing drugs.
No, that was something else totally.
Okay. Good.
Because if that wasn't the case, he wouldn't have done it in other promotions.
All right, now this one I thought was a good one. And honestly, I'll answer this one too if you want me to. It says, who is the best wrestler you ever faced in the ring?
Well, if I have to be honest, and I don't want nobody's head to blow up and get bigger than this damn room.
I'm sure whoever's listening, their head's not going to swell.
You know, but it was the role model Rick Lee.
I appreciate that. Nah. My head ain't going to swell. I'm going to shake your hand on that one.
Okay, well.
Because I got to be honest.
I know you got a hell of an ego, man. I mean.
Oh, no, I don't have an ego. But I have been in the business for a long time. So.
Well, that comes with it.
Right. And me and you've had good matches.
Especially if you're successful.
Me and you have had really good matches.
Yeah.
But the truth is, every time I wrestled him, he just beat the stuff out of me.
Well, we've had matches that look like other people who had the same matches.
Oh yeah, that one that everybody says we stole from Ric Flair and Hawk. When the truth is, we didn't steal it from him. I mean, I might have used a little bit of a game plan, but I'm like, hey, okay, if it worked for Flair, it might work for me. I lost that match.
Yeah, well, that's what happened when you steal.
Yeah, I guess so. Because the one I won, just so happened the ref took a nap and I don't know. A couple people may have interfered.
You know, it happened. I don't know. That was that sounded like a Shamrock thing or something.
Yeah, remember that?
Yeah.
We've only wrestled twice, and then we realized we probably shouldn't wrestle each other because we don't need to find out who that third one is.
Sometimes you find out in life that you're better friends than enemies. Sometimes you find out that you're better enemies than friends.
And I like being 1-on-1 against you.
You know, so we cut it down the middle. It's a done deal. That's what it's at.
We've already had it. We don't need to find it. Like everybody's like, don't you guys want to see who the better one is? No, we've already figured that out. We are the better one together.
That's it.
And so it doesn't happen. So yeah. Okay, so aside from Animal being the strongest man I've ever been in the ring with, you and Rogue. Holy crap, he was strong too, but I think you bench more than him. I think it was just a little bit more. He did those tough guy competitions.
Well, Rogue ain't no joke.
No, he ain't no joke. He was a tough man. I mean, I've wrestled so many more years.
What's funny about Rogue? Rogue happens to have a name that's affiliated with another great, Anderson.
Oh yeah, he is an Anderson.
Yeah,
you're right. He is Greg Anderson.
Yeah, something like that. So he's affiliated. He got the name.
Yeah. I don't know why he didn't just go by that. I think he wanted to be his own person.
Yeah, I can understand that, you know.
He's a distant cousin.
Yeah, he got it. It's got to be some
but
time.
He never once used it.
No. And I never understood why not.
I don't either.
Because that guy's legit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, man, if I had to say who the best wrestler... Marty Jannetty was fantastic in the ring.
Hey, oh, Lord, let me start on this one. I got to take my hat off for that one.
Right? Take the hat off for that one.
See, Marty Jannetty was one of those guys that wasn't one to give head to get ahead.
No, not at all.
And that's why certain other characters, I'm going to leave them.
Weren't even as good as him.
You know, that nowhere near got the bump or the push in the wrestling business because he actually was the one that gave head to get ahead. Right. We're just going to leave it right there.
Yeah, Hank Bottom.
Use your imagination. I was going to say use your imagination.
Did I say something out
loud? This guy come out.
I didn't say nothing.
He whatever.
All right, fans. Well, anyway, that about wraps things up. Don't forget, December 14th, RCW presents Twas the Fight Before Christmas. It's going to be at the Barley House in Akron, downtown. And you definitely want to go online and get those tickets now. You can find these things at, we're not linking them on here, but if you go to our Facebook page, you'll be able to find them there. If you go to any of our X.com pages, you'll be able to find them there. We'll have links available for you. I know I'm going to go ahead and make sure I got links on both my pages. So just follow me and you'll get them. Anyway, for the Lord of Disciplined Animal, I am your role model, Rick Lee. So join us again next week for another edition of RCW Spotlight.
Go Steelers.
Go Steelers. Salute.
Yeah.